Paul Brook, he can move your mind with a look. Paul Brook, he can read the signs like a book. Just watch, you can see reality bend. Paul Brook, is it all pretend?
Hey voyeurs, after looking through some of the news stories from the previous week, I've decided that the world is just plain crazy. Let me talk you through some of the weird stuff that I found. If I were to talk to you about micromelons, you might think I'm referring to some form of breast reductive plastic surgery. But no, there is now such a thing as a micromelon. It's exactly the same as a watermelon, except it's the size of a grape. My first thought was, how the hell are you going to peel this thing? And will there be enough fruit inside for it to be worth peeling anyway? But it turns out that the skin is so thin that it's edible, as are the seeds. So essentially what you're getting is a melon flavoured grape. At the moment, a small 250 gram box sells for approximately £10. On your next shopping trip, will you be getting a handful of micromelons? What do you get if you're lucky enough to reach 100 years of age? A letter from the Queen maybe, but what about the horn? Yeah, but only with a bit of Viagra. No, I mean a real horn, like 101-year-old Zhang Rufang. She started off with a small piece of rough skin when she turned 100, and now 1 year later, it's a 6 centimetre long horn. And there's a new patch of rough skin starting on this side of her forehead, so by this time next year she could have a genuine pair of satanic horns. I guess she's all set for trick-or-treating then. So you're sat down looking up at a ginormous but barren mountain, and you think to yourself, if it only had some greenery, it would be so beautiful. Perhaps some grass, some trees, a bush here and there. Anything to bring the green back to the mountain. So what would you do? Well, Paul, I'd buy some grass seed and start throwing it all over the place. Not if you're in China, because last year workers started spray painting Laoshu Mountain green. That's right, at a cost of over £30,000, they've started to cover this mountain in green spray paint. I guess it's really exciting for the world, but for locals it's like watching paint dry. Seriously. If I told you that cows in Somerset had been given waterbeds to lie on whilst listening to classical music, you may think that I need to up my dosage. Well, you do. Where do you think I come from? Perhaps, but it's true. In an attempt to get a better yield of milk from the cows, these crazy off-the-wall strategies are being implemented. I would have loved to have been in the board meeting that produced this solution. It would have been some guy who would have wanted to break the ice, get the ball rolling, start the idea. So he pitches this: waterbeds and classical music. They note it down, but no further suggestions come forward, so his idea gets the green light. The best thing about this article is the quote from the director of herds. He said, "In order to make the best possible cheese, you need to be completely cow-centric." The links and pictures for all of these crazy stories can be found in the more info section down there. It may be crazy out there, voyeurs, but remember, keep it real.
Alright. Well, Paul Brook knows just what you're thinking, and he knows just what you're feeling. He can pick up on the slightest cues. He knows what's lies and what's the truth. Paul Brook understands when you're feeling low. Paul Brook understands when you're feeling high. Just let him get inside your mind.